Okay, well, here we go with the second video talking about Minneapolis. I got a couple comments already from some people that clearly have some agenda against me for whatever reason. Maybe they think I called them an idiot per se. Hey, if the shoe fits, wear it. But I wasn't calling you guys idiots specifically. So hopefully we can start off on a different foot and actually have a good dialogue. So I'm going to talk about a little bit more of this video, point out some things. The president made some comments today about the ICE agent being in the hospital because he was injured, because he got run over. And then Kristi Noem also made some comments about that same ICE agent and how he was protecting everybody at the scene. I'm going to point out a couple things in these videos, some of which I talked about yesterday, and some new stuff that I'll talk about here in these videos. So here we go. So we start off with the original video. You can see the guy in the middle of the street right there is the ICE agent that fired the 3 rounds. He doesn't appear to be limping at all. In watching that video 100 times, it looks like that officer placed himself in direct line of the front left of that vehicle and was able to get out of the way. He was never struck. So in this segment, these ICE agents are providing security around the vehicle where the victim is, and these bystanders are asking for help. One of them's a doctor who says he just wants to go check her pulse, and that ICE agent right there says that they've got their own medics on scene and they have an ambulance on the way. So despite people pleading, there's just not really an urgency to provide this lady with first aid, although there probably wasn't much they could do. This is another angle of the shooting that came out today that some people are claiming justifies the officer's use of deadly force, but come on. If you look at this video and watch it over and over again, this is not a great angle, but it certainly is not the smoking gun that everybody's claiming. That officer you see it there at the bottom of the video is the shooting officer, but that video does not justify anything. So again, I commented yesterday about the lack of urgency by these agents. And you got to understand, some of these people in these vehicles may not be ICE agents. They may be task force officers, which would be local law enforcement or sheriff's departments that are attached to a task force or are supporting the ICE agents. So the president mentioned how injured and hospitalized the shooting officer was, but that's him right there. He's not limping. He's showing no signs of injury, nothing at all. He's not limping at all. Yet, according to the president, he was run over by this victim. And, the thing that bothered me that I pointed out in my video yesterday is he gets in his vehicle, pulls a 5-point U-turn, driving across the area where he was standing and where shell casings would have been from the shooting. So look, let's be very honest here. Some officer-involved shootings are just not good. And I think law enforcement, we do, because I am part of the law enforcement community, I've been in it for 40 years, we do ourselves a disservice to the public when we automatically jump to the defense of the officer before all facts are in and before we know everything that there is to know about that shooting. It's not to say we can't make comments about what we see on video and contradict some of the things that we have heard about analysis of that video. But sometimes the video is pretty clear that the narrative that's being put out doesn't match what we see on video, and that's disturbing. In this particular case, the officer put himself in harm's way, put himself in direct line of the path of travel for that vehicle, and most agencies nowadays, and I would bet federal agencies are included, most agencies nowadays have policies that limit or restrict placing yourself in the path of a vehicle and then using that action as your justification for self-defense. It's just not okay. There's nothing good about that. This lady should still be alive today. And I love law enforcement, I support law enforcement, but I'm not going to blindly support them. This shooting was not good, and the actions of the officers afterwards and their lack of urgency to render first aid to this lady, and also in the officer leaving the scene and essentially disturbing the crime scene and taking his vehicle out of there. Did you notice when he did his, in my video yesterday, when he did his, I guess it was a U-turn, it was like a 5-point turn, he drove right across the area that those shell casings from his gun were likely in the road. So he wasn't injured, he didn't limp, he didn't show any signs of injury, he wasn't calling out for a medic, as you heard. The one ICE agent said they had their medics on scene, but that guy wasn't asking for a medic. He walked back to his vehicle, talked to a few people from a distance, and then he got in his vehicle and left. And that's not okay. That's not good policing. That's not good law enforcement. So this is not a good situation. I fear it's going to get worse. There were 2 more people shot by Border Patrol agents in Portland today. I hope that was a good shooting. When I say good shooting, I mean a justified shooting. We'll see if there's video on that. But until next time, I will see you guys later.